Akandamandalakaram Vyaktam Yena Charachara Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Namatrimirandasya Jana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nirmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Jangamam Vyautam Yatmisit Sarcharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Babaji Vyapiyat Sarvam Trilokyam Sarcharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virachita Padam Bhuja Vedantam Bhuja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Yomatito Niranjana Bindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samaruga Tattvamala Vibhushita Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidayine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sushanam Bhava Sindhusha Vyapanam Sara Sampada Guru Padorakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapaha Tattvajnana Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutarma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhira Radhisha Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Sapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidyandavinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Mata Sapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusha Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidyandavinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Shanti Om Gurudeva Hari Om Shanti Om Gurudeva Hari Om Ao Swami Prabhu Sharanam, Bhaja Guru Sharanam, Guru Sharanam, Bhaja Guru Sharanam, Bhaja Om Shanti Om Guru Deva Hare Om Guru Swami Prabhu, O Swami. Om Avatar Shishaya Namaha, Om Vishamaya Namaha, Om Devakaya Samudyataya Namaha, Om Sukshmatanave Namaha,
Om Chinmaya Namaha, Om Guru Murtaye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sulochanaaya Namaha, Om Sumakaya Namaha, Om Charahasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padambhujaya Namaha, Om Mandagamanaya Namaha, Om Sharamaralarine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Namaha, Om Gayatriyavanye Namaha, Om Arpanasrikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Iti Mantrapasakaya Namaha, Om Salamayaya Namaha, Om Mandurkantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Lorupaya Namaha, Om Sotrapriyaya Namaha, Om Mitabashine Namaha, Om Vagmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namaha, Om Vratadaraya Namaha, Om Sadave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvarukayitaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Priyaya Namaha, Om Surdaya Namaha, Om Narmukaya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Vatsalaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shubhakshanaya Namaha, Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha, Om Svasidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Arshitaya Namaha, Om Artyaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Akshaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Vajmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Lingashana Prasakaya Namaha, Om Siddhisadanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Omkarapasakaya Namaha, Om Sushmaya Namaha, Om Vishwakaya Namaha, Om Satvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achintyaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Adyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinayashinaya Namaha, Om Savashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atimyaya Namaha, Om Satyasandhaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasamatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Samyaya Namaha, Om Goyaya Namaha, Om Vimuktatmaya Namaha, Om Gabiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Yutidaraya Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Duratikramaya Namaha, Om Ganaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harishana Margadarshakaya Namaha, Om Kutasya Jagatakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Shamikata Bhavavardhakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha.
Ato Deva Vantano
Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Predivya Sartha Dhamabhi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Treda Ninade Padam Samudamasya Bhagam Sure Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopadabhyaha Ato Dharmani Daryeye Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vratani Pashpase Indrasya Yujan Sakaha Tad Vishnu Paramam Padagum Sada Pashanti Surya Divi Vachakshuratatam tadvipraso vipanyavo jagrvagam sasamindate Vishnuyat paramam padam.
Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimai Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimai Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate. Premavattaraya vidmahe Satgurudevaya dhimai Tanno Vishwananda prachodayate.
Govinda.
Vakritunda Mahakaya
Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo yo na prachodayat.
Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketabare Narayana Chita Trivikrama Chakrapane Vaidhyadi Sarjadara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Shabhavanacha Hare Murare Radesha Gopisha Sarupa Brahmadi Vandya Shri Tarakashya Vaikuntha Pate Bhavane Kamurte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Meena Kriti Kamatarupa Varaha Murte Trivikramaya Gohane Bru Rama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Govinda Madhava Mukunda Paralparesha Damodarabjadarananda Kadari Shori Gopa Gopita Nasunda Nadina Bando Gopi Jana Priyaraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rashishaya Bhujagadi Patakashaye Sadbhatra Hirsanadashaye Ramangashaye Shri Gopagama Murdutalpa Sukarishaye Gopavallabharaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kasyapatri Sukarnarana Gautamari Ramarshi Sangamana Santava Bharatesho Tistanti Deva Tava Darshana Bhagya Heto Gopala Sekra Haraye Tava Suprabhatam
Mandara jadi tulasi dalam malikanya Malyani anjali pute samudaharanti Tishtanti tat bhavata dharatale munidra Radha manohararaye tava suprabhatam Vitatrayam patakli gautama gana goya Kayanti satguna gano garada savarga Sankirtayanti tava nama kada vishesha Shri Naradadi rishaya tava suprabhatam Govardhano dharana gopa kishora gopa Gopi janamrita suvesha bhavadi pota Trilokya mohana sumangala divya deha Shri Rukminisha varada tava suprabhatam Shri Vatsachena sharanagata parijata Bhattati banjana kripakara dina bandho Divyanta gayati jana priya divya rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya tava suprabhatam Padmaksha Padmamukha Padmadara Prameya Padmalaya Swarita Padmanivasa Shori Padmo Bhavati Sura Sevita Pada Padma Padmadinata Araye tava suprabhatam Vrindatale Viharanaya Mahendra Vandya Tandarpa Darpa Aratina Sudesha Rupa Chandrananaya Siddha Chandana Riknadeya Govinda Yadavaraye tava suprabhatam Shri Nandanandana Yashoda Kumara Dhira Mayanga Dina Davishona Supushpahara Nilam Buddhasa Sarira Rama Vihara Gopala Deva Araye tava suprabhatam Shri Bhashri Jambavati Satya Sukanti Bhadra Shri Mitra Vinga Divasa Prabhu Puti Karyaye Tishtanti Divya Bhamave tava Sevanarda Gopi Mana Priyaraye tava suprabhatam Shri Krishna Achyuta Ananta Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Janardana Chakrapane Namani Divya Munayurna Nishambaranti Brahmi Muhurta Samaye tava suprabhatam Shri Krishna suprabhatam Ye patanti harnisam Bhuri kritama papam Shri Krishna grahetu kam Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Sintamani Prakara Sammashukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vritesha Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Velum Namantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksha Aravatam Sukasitam Sundaranga Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kalasadvana Malevamsi Ratnam Gadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasham Shyamam Tribanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vritti Manti Ashyanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhukala Vigrasya Govindamadi
Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam, Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha, Vedeshu Durlabha Madurlama Atma Bhakto, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Antastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo, Valyo Ratapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam, Sopyasya Prapada Simna Vichintya Tarpe, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Ekopya Sora Chayaton Jaganta Kotim, Yachastirasti Jaganta Chayayanta, Andatarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Yad Baba Bhavita Diyo Manujasa Deva, Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Purusha, Shuddhe Yameva Nigama Pratitay Suvanti, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabi, Tabirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabi, Goluka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuto, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Prema Jana Surya Bhakti Vilosanena, Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti, Yashama Sundara Machinta Guna Sarupa, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Ramardi Murdi Sukalani Aminatishtan, Nanavataram Karut Bhuvanesha Kintu, Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramam Pumayo, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagananda Koti, Koti Svashesha Vasudada Vibhuta Bina, Tad Brahmanishkalam Anantam Ashesha Rupa, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Maya Yasya Jaganta Satani Sute, Trigunya Tat Vishaya Veda Vitaya Mana, Sattva Valambi Parasattva Vishuddha Sattvam, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Ananda Chinmaya Rasatmataya Manasu, Ya Praninam Pratipanam Swaratam Upetya, Virayatena Bhuvanyani Jayate Dasra, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Golukanam Nidijadam Nitalesha Tasya, Devi Mahesha Haridama Shutesha Tesham, Tete Prabhava Nichaya Vihita Shayena, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Shri Shri Sri Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka, Jaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vibhati Durga, Ishana Rupamapi Yasya Sachista Tesha, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham
Bhajami, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Shiram Yatada Divikara Vishesha Yogat, Sanjayate Naitata Pratiyasito, Yasambhutam Apitata Samupeti Karya, Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami.
Diparchireva ida santaramabhyupetya. Dipayate vivritamet samana dharma. Yastadriheva icha vishnataya vibhati. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami.
Yakaranarvana jale bhatisma yoga. Nidramananta jaganta saromakopa. Adhara shaktim avalambhya param samurtim. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Yasya kanishvasita kalamatavalambhya. Jivanti loma viraja jagarantanata. Vishnur mahansaya yasya kala vishesho. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Vashvam yatasma sakalesva nisheshatesha. Sviyam kiyat prakatayat kapitatvatra. Brahmaya isa jaganda vidana karta. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Yatpada pallava yugam vididaya kumbha. Vanme pranama samaye saganadi raja. Vijam vihantu mamalasya jagatrayasya. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Adnirmahikya ganambu marudisasha. Kala satatva manasiti jagatrayani. Yashmat bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti yamcha. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Yasya suresha savita sakala granam. Raja samasta suramurti rasesha teja. Yasya gnaya brahmati samvrita kala chakro. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Dharmo tapapanishaya srutaya sapamsi. Brahmati kita patagavadaya sajiva. Yadata matra vibhava prakata prabhava. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Yasindra gopamata vendra mahasva karma. Vandana rupa palabhajana matanoti. Karmani nita kikinta sabhakti bhajam. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Yam krodha kama sagaja pranayadi biti. Vatsalya moha guru gaurava sevya bhavai. Sanchittatasi sadishentanurabhureti. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami. Govindamadipurusham tamam bhajami.
Om Aknaran Timarandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Good morning, everybody. So this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam verse is taken from Canto 7, Chapter 8, verse 9. Jahya asuram bhavam imam tat atmanaha samam manodatsvana santi vitvisaha rite jitad atmana upate stitat tadhiya antasya mahat samarhanam. Which means, Prahlad Maharaj continued, "My dear father, please give up your demoniac mentality. Do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends, and make your mind equipoised towards everyone. Except for the uncontrolled and the misguided mind, there is no enemy within this world, When one sees everyone on the platform of equality, one then comes to the position of worshipping the Lord perfectly. Yesterday, I was wondering, okay, what to talk about tomorrow morning. It's always like this with everybody's giving a satsang. Perhaps you finished with all of your stories. You can't figure if any more personal experiences to share, and you think, okay, what shall I say? So thanks to Swami Revati, he gave me already the content, the topic, because of his satsang yesterday. And he was talking about the mind being, the worst enemy. It can discriminate and give rise to us seeing, people as being friend or foe. And it's interesting that Prahlad talks to his father and says exactly that. He says, except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind, there is no enemy within this world. Isn't that interesting? We think that we have people against us in life. It's actually due to the quality of the mind, how we see things. It's all about perception. It's crazy. It's all about perception, how we see things. It's so interesting. When you look at the history of humanity, we see so much fighting, so much war after war after war. And perhaps if you look at history, you might think, why don't we learn? Literally, why don't we learn? How much more blood there has to be? How much more bloodshed? How many more wars do we have to go through? Yes, there's a lot of people that are choosing and they're asking for peace. But you also have that aspect that are seeking war. So Prahlad says, do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. And make your mind equipoised towards everybody. So it's very, very important. Think about your life for a minute or so. You have people that you like and that you don't like. You have people that like you and they don't like you. The mind in that way, it always sees things in black or white. I like this person, I don't like that person. This is my friend, this is not my friend. This person's safe, this person's not safe. It always looks at things in duality. And this mind is always taking this quality. We have two brain hemispheres, a left and a right. It's always looking at everything in duality. And that's what we get stuck in. When we see things through the eyes of the heart, you only have one heart. You see things in unity. The heart doesn't discriminate. The heart loves. Simple. But the mind, it always sees everything in duality. So, but the thing in life is you might have many friends and not many enemies, or you might have many enemies and no friends. But what happens if your friends become your enemies? Sometimes that can happen, isn't it? I thought you were my friend, and they didn't live up to your expectation. Now they become an enemy. So the mind is always judging. It's a very difficult thing. So it reminds me of what happened actually in the First World War. So in the First World War, you had the soldiers on the two lines, the English and the Germans, and they were fighting for many, many months. Shooting one another, killing one another, bombing one another, stabbing, killing one another. You had, obviously, in each line, in each side, you had comrades that were fighting, in terrible conditions, and they were saving the lives of their fellow comrades. And they were losing their fellow comrades, the people that they were standing by. But one day occurred, Christmas Day. And on that day, they were able to get out of their trenches, come and walk into that area in between, which is called no man's land. And they could actually, share. They could actually talk. They would swap cigarettes, a bit of brandy or scotch, something that they liked, They could even play football and enjoy themselves. But as that day was coming to a close, basically, there was that anguish that they could feel because they knew they had to go. They knew what was coming the next day, back to war again. That's the interesting thing. That war can cease. It depends how you see things. But they knew they had to do their duty. They was bound by that duty. And they, maybe they get shot by the guy that was playing football with them the day before. But that was the reality. Interesting, isn't it? So Prahlad said to his father, "Dear father, please give up your demonic mentality. Do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equipoised towards everybody." So why does the mind get dragged into this direction? Friends, foe, safe, unsafe. Because the mind is influenced by the senses. So in yesterday, Swami Revati was talking about the 6 enemies, yeah? And in Hinduism, they talk about the 6 enemies of the mind, specifically their 6 qualities. It's called Arishvarga, meaning the 6 enemies. So we have, the 6 enemies are Kama, Krodha. So Kama is desire and lust. Krodha is anger. Lobha is greed. Mada is ego. Moha is attachment. And Matsarya is jealousy. So these are the 6 qualities, and we're just going to have a look at these 6. So Kama, desire or lust. The mind desires pleasure most of the time. The senses are looking to be pleasured. It's nice to have pleasurable things in life, isn't it? When you come to Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath, you think, oh, I hope I see Guruji. So nice to see Guruji, isn't it? This is why you come. Yeah, you don't come to see me. It's okay, I'm not offended. Don't take it personally. So you come to see beautiful things. I don't put myself in that category. So once it's seeking pleasure, yeah? But that pleasure is always relative to that individual, you know, what you see as being pleasurable, yeah? One person might like tea without milk. Another person might like tea with milk. And another person might like, after having the first tea, might like to have many teas, like English people. So this quality of the mind is always looking to have desire fulfilled, something pleasurable, and I want to have it again and again. So you might watch season 1 of whatever it is, and it's, oh, that was really good. But there was a great cliffhanger. I want to know what's happening in season 2. So the mind is always looking and spiraling around, wanting to get more pleasure of whatever that is that the mind is thinking that's pleasurable. But when that's removed, that source of pleasure is removed, are you happy? No, because your mind is telling you that source of pleasure is now gone. Where am I going to find my happiness? Where am I going to find my pleasure? It's gone. And sometimes you might feel, if that's being quickly or forcefully removed from your life, you might feel hard done by. That's not fair. And you assert you're right. It should be like this. And you might also perhaps compare to others. Well, this person has this. So you assert you're right. But sometimes something that gives you pleasure can also give you misery. You've got the house, a beautiful house that you've always wanted. You know, you have a nice back garden, you have the upstairs, downstairs, nice and big, spacey, airy light. And then you get to the age of 70, and the house is too big. You can't take care of it any longer. It becomes a burden. So the mind wants to hold on to that pleasure. But sometimes pleasure can change. I know many smokers, they used to smoke, chain smoking. But then when they stopped, and they was really able to kick the habit, a few years pass, and then they smell somebody smoking, they're like, oh, that's disgusting. Interesting how that where the mind is attached to that pleasure, when you, let's say, renounce that, you let that go, then you go through an inner process of change. And the way that you see or experience that, then you're like, actually, that's not pleasurable at all. But the mind is like running after pleasure. And it's interesting how the senses, when the senses change, the senses transform, the way that you perceive, and I keep coming back to this, is the way that you perceive changes. But the problem with the mind is, and this is something that Guruji said, is people keep coming to me and asking me for happiness in transient things. He says, I'm getting tired of this. I'm willing to give you eternal happiness. That's the deal I want to make with you. I want to give you eternal happiness, but you keep asking me for momentary happiness. So I can't make you happy. You're just asking for suffering, and I don't want to give you that. So this leads us on to one of the other enemies of the mind, anger. The mind easily enters into anger when that which gives you pleasure is removed, or where our expectations are not met. How many of you have expectation? Wow, you really are Mahayogis here. Very few hands went up. Very impressed with all of you. I was not expecting that. So when expectations are not met, naturally what happens is we become a bit frustrated. Perhaps if the expectation's not met several times, we become angry. We've been told this. We've heard this in so many satsangs. But do we actually take that in? Do we actually take that in? Do we really let that sink in? Or do we really look at our expectations? We have certain markers in our minds. We know what we are attached to, like what we're expecting to have happen. I know people that come to the ashram and they've been here hundreds of times. They may have had hundreds of interactions with Guruji. And they come to the ashram, and when they leave, they say, "Oh yeah, Guruji didn't talk to me this time. Yeah, he didn't look at me." And there's still that expectation in the mind. Difficult one. It's hard to kick expectation, isn't it? But it's possible. So we have to be aware of those markers in our mind that can lead us down the path into a drama, into unhappiness. Are we looking at the expectations? Are we looking to see, oh, this is a red flag. This is going to lead me into unhappiness. This is going to lead me into resentment, maybe anger. Oh, there it is. Or are we just like, didn't happen again? So expectation is often the mind wanting to control reality in some way. But how can you control reality? Maybe you can control it for a brief period of time, but not all the time. That's not possible. Which brings us on to that quality, the next enemy of the mind, which is lobha, which is greed. Simply it's wanting more of what we like, of what we want. More happiness. But greed plagues the mind, because we want to have more and more and more. And the mind is craving to be satisfied. How many of you is one darshan enough for you? To see Guruji once, is it enough? No. This is why you keep coming back, isn't it? Yes. And this is one of the challenges, is that once is not enough. When you get that, that box of chocolates, and you have that first chocolate, do you stop there? No. You want the second chocolate. Especially when that box is yours. So you go for the second until the end of the box. So it's nice to have more and more and more. And when the box is finished, then what? You're like, it's finished. So there's that desire to continue that pleasurable experience. And in greed, we're always wanting to have more and more. It's like, I want more. I want. The I is wanting. The senses need to continue to be fulfilled. Which brings us on to the next enemy of the mind, which is mada, ego. The identity, the I, believes that it stands in truth, that it stands behind, I have this right, I want more. It has a perspective and it can hold on to a certain perspective. So in life, our perspective, our identity, our ego, often holds on to many different perspectives that bring us nothing but suffering. He always lies to me, or he never listens, or she always ignores me, or Guruji always ignores me. I've heard that many times. He never looks at me. The ego has a perspective. I have this perception of life. Again, it's perspective. Perspective is so important. And it comes primarily from the ego. I believe this. I see this. For example, if we see that Guruji ignores me, we bind ourselves to that reality, this unhappy reality. We chain ourselves to a certain level of suffering. To break out of that identification of how that ego perceives the reality, ask yourself, is it really true? If God has manifested on the form on this earth as a human being, and if God is aware of everything everywhere all the time, then how can he actually ignore you? Just think about it for a second. How can he ignore you when God also lives in the heart of every being? How can he ignore you? But yet your ego believes he didn't talk to me. He didn't see me. He walked straight past me. But how can he actually ignore you when he lives in the hearts of every being? But no, he didn't talk to me. He walked straight past me again. And so the ego really holds on to this perspective and it believes it to be true. How to battle with that enemy of what the ego believes to be true? Ask yourself, is it true? Is it really true? I'm just taking this one example because it's very common. It's very relatable. Is it really true that Guruji is ignoring me? So we bind ourselves to the perspective of how the I perceives life. It's like living with a curse. It's not easy to live like that when you believe something to be very true. And we have this in relationships all the time. Like, he always lies. He never listens to me. Or she or he is lazy. And whenever you see that person, again, the thought, yeah, here we go again. Let's see what they do. Yeah, they did it again, look. And when you have that perspective, you're just going to get more of the same. Because that's how you see things. You can't ask for something different because that's how you see things. So to break out of the way that you perceive that person or that situation, which is giving rise to that unhappy experience, you have to ask yourself, is it really true? Is it really true? Which brings us on to the next, let's say, enemy of the mind, moha, attachment. So attachment can happen in many things, many material things that we have, that we like to hold on to. But the thing that I wanted to give more of a focus is that quality of attachment, that inequality. How we become very attached to the negative qualities of the mind. We have certain thought processes. I'm not good enough. Because maybe Guruji didn't look at you and you're thinking, maybe I'm not worthy of being loved, or I'm not good enough. And if we don't have that, say for example, if we believe that we're not good enough, then maybe when life wants to give us a break, wants to give us an opportunity, and we don't take that opportunity, perhaps due to fear, but then we sit and we complain, other people have this, but I don't get this. It's a difficult one. So when there's attachment to that thought, maybe I'm not good enough, and we keep thinking that thought, we hold on to that thought, it can easily transform itself into a belief, a lack of self-worth. I'm not good enough. And then again, the ego is perceiving life in that way. And we're holding on to it, that perception. How we see life is that attachment. It's very, very important. That inner attachment to how you see things. And this is why Guruji is always saying, be positive. What he's saying by being positive, he's saying, let go of the way that the I is seeing things. I remember there was one of the online darshans, and Guruji was saying, you have that potential inside of you. You have that greatness inside of you. Find it. It is there. Change the way that you see yourself. And this is so important. Change the way you see yourself. Just think about, how do I see myself? What's my relationship with me like? Very, very super, super important. Because Guruji is always going to often reflect the way that you perceive yourself. He's the perfect mirror. He knows how to mirror you. And a lot of people come to the ashrams and say, well, he wasn't love. He was just, he was like frustration. He wasn't clear. I've known many devotees or people that have come to Guruji and they've had a question and they're completely confused. And they ask Guruji, Guruji, like, what's the answer? And Guruji goes, I don't know. And they're like, huh? How's that possible? He's God. Well, I think he's God. Well, he's an enlightened master. How can he not know? Guruji says, I don't know. And Guruji looks very confused. And he's just reflecting back the confusion, the state that they're in. And then they go, what to do now? I don't know who else to ask. And they don't see the fact that he's just literally reflecting back that state that they're attached to that state of confusion. So we have to, basically use the tool of self-inquiry to begin to perceive and understand where the ego is standing and what it is attached to. It leads us on to a quality of Masarya, or Kandu leads us on to this quality, which is jealousy. I guess there's no explanations needed for this one. I know many people that have been very jealous that they haven't got the attention from the people that they want. Guruji being an example of one of them. I remember one of the darshans, Guruji walked in many years ago. He walked into the darshan hall upstairs and he was giving darshan. And so as he walked in, he stopped and I was standing next to him. And there was a Mataji sitting on the floor, and so she took her mala bead out and started hitting my legs. And I looked down. I was like, what the hell's going on? I looked down, and she looked at me, she was like, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. So I just looked at her, and then I turned around and just ignored her. It's like, who are you? And she's like, you're in my line of vision. I can't see Guruji. Get out the way. It's like, okay. So jealousy is often, we really intensely want to have what we want to have. And when somebody else gets it, when somebody else has that vision, somebody else has that gift, somebody else has that attention, somebody else has that whatever it is, we're unhappy because he or she has that. I don't have it. And I've seen it so many times. When Guruji's been in the lobby, he comes down and he knows exactly who he's got to talk to. If God lives in the heart of every being, then he also knows exactly what that person is going through in life. And therefore, he also knows who he has to communicate with and what he has to say or do. So when Guruji's been talking to one person, the person next to them is leaning in. Sometimes in front of the other person, like, hi, Guruji. I've seen it happen. It's amazing. He's talking to that person and somebody else is like photobombing, but very slowly. Hello. They just literally lean in front of that person, like, hi, Guruji. I'm like, you got to be crazy. But there's that jealousy, like, give me the attention. So that inner war begins between you and the other. So as Prahlad said, do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equipoise towards everybody. Except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind, there is no enemy within this world. We make enemies of people. Friends can become aggressors due to the influence of the 6 qualities of the mind. So just to remind you again, the 6 qualities: kama, which is desire or lust; krodha, which is anger; lobha, which is greed; mada, which is ego; moha, attachment; and matsarya, which is jealousy. If we were to analyze ourselves on a regular basis, watching out for these 6 flags, these warning signs, these 6 qualities, then it would be much easier for us to bring the mind into that space of equipoise, that space of neutrality. Like Krishna was talking, when he was talking to Arjuna, and Arjuna brought the chariot into the middle between the two armies, so he could see from a space of equipoise, of neutrality. Most of our times in life, we don't stand in the middle. We stand either on one side or the other. And it makes it difficult to truly see. So self-analysis, being aware of those 6 enemies of the mind, brings us to that place of neutrality. And think of a world without enemies. What kind of world would that be like? Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Pralada da da daine.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Pralada da da daine.
Hiranyakashipur Raksha.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshana.
Hiranyakashipur Raksha.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshana.
Shilatankana Kalaye.
Shilatankana kalaye.
Shilatankana Kalaye.
Shilatankana kalaye.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho.
Ayato Yato Yamitato Narasimha.
Yato yato yamitato Narasimho.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimha.
Yato yato yamitato Narasimho.
Bahir Narasimha. Hirdayir Narasimha.
Bahi Narasimho, Hridaye Narasimho.
Bahir Narasimha. Hirdayir Narasimha.
Bahi Narasimho, Hridaye Narasimho.
Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapade.
Tavakara Kamalavare. Nakam Adota Shringam. Dalita Hiranyakashipu. Tanu Bringam Keshavadita Narari Rupam Dev Jagadishare Dev Jagadishare Dev Jagadishare
Jagadish Hare, Jayo Jagadish Hare.
Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakama Duta Shringam Dalita Hiranya Kashipu Tanu Bringam Kishavadita Narahari Rupa Dev Jagadish Hare, Jayo Jagadish Hare, Jayo Jagadish Hare.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakamaguta Shringam Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare.
Okay, Shavadirta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Bolo Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jai Narsimadev, 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 Jai Narsimadev.
Jai Narsimadev, 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 Jai Narsimadev.
Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhakta Swarupa Jai Prahlad Maharaj.
Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj,
Bhakta Swarupa Jai
Prahlad Maharaj.
Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha.
Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha.
Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha.
Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad Narasimha, Jai Prahlad
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Guru.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev,
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, Gurudev,
Gurudev, Sri Vishwananda Gurudev. Satgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki.
Vrindavana kaha kana kana bole Shri Radha Radha.
Vrindavana kara 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 bhole Shri Radha Radha.
Vrindavan ka khara kara
Raja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yati Raja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me.
Rangesa Kinkaryarataya Mangala Mangala Me.
Rangesha Karanataya Mangala Mangala Me.
Mananataya Darinitaya Mangala Mangala Me.
Mananataya Daritaya Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yati Raja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me. Yati Raja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me.
Oh Mangala Mangala Me. Oh Jai
Jagadisha
Jagadisha
Hare, Swami Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Bhakta Janon ke Sankata, Dasa Janon ke Sankata, Jagame Dura Kare. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jo Jagre Para Pave, Dukha Bina Se Manaka, Swami Dukha Bina Se Manaka. Sukha Sampati Garave, Sukha Sampati Garave, Kastamite Kanaka. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Mata Pita Tuma Mere, Sharanaga Ome Kishaki, Swami Sharanaga Ome Kishaki. Tuma Bina Ora Na Duja, Tuma Bina Ora Na Duja, Asakar Ome Kishaki. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tuma Purana Paramatma, Tuma Antarayami, Swami Tuma Antarayami. Para Brahma Parameshwara, Para Brahma Parameshwara, Tuma Savakre Swami. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tuma Karuna Ke Sagar, Tuma Palana Karta, Swami Tuma Palana Karta. Main Sevaka Tuma Swami, Main Sevaka Tuma Swami, Kripa Karo Bharata. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tuma Murika Gochara, Sabake Pranapati, Swami Sabake Pranapati. Kisa Vidi Nilo Dayamaya, Kisa Vidi Nilo Kripamaya, Tuma Kone Tumaki. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Dina Bandhu Dukha Harta, Tumara Shaka Mere, Swami Tumara Shaka Mere. Karuna Hata Badao, Karuna Hata Badao, Sharana Pada Tere. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Vishaya Vikara Mikao, Paparo Deva, Swami Paparo Deva. Shraddha Bhakti Badao, Shraddha Prema Badao, Santana Ki Seva. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tana Mana Dhana Sabarim Tera, Swami Sava Kucha Hai Tera, Swami Sava Kucha Hai Tera. Tera Tuja Ko Arpan, Tera Tuja Ko Arpan, Ya Lage Mera. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Swami Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Bhakta Janon ke Sangata, Dasa Janon ke Sangata, Jaya Me Dura Kare. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Mane Chakare Rakho Ji, Giridhari Lala Chakare Rakho Ji, Giridhari Lala Chakare Rakho Ji, Giridhari Lala Chakare Rakho Ji. Mane Chakare Rakho Ji, Giridhari Lala Chakare Rakho Ji, Giridhari Lala Chakare Rakho Ji, Giridhari
chakre rakho ji. Oh, chakre rakho, chakre rakho, chakre rakho ji. Chakre rakho, chakre rakho, chakre rakho ji. Mane chakre rakho ji. Sridhari lala chakre rakho ji. Shyama mane chakre rakho ji. Sridhari lala chakre rakho ji. Govinda mane chakre rakho ji. Sridhari lala chakre rakho ji. Oh, Giridhari lala chakre rakho ji. Giridhari lala chakre rakho ji. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya navinam tvameva, tvameva sarva mama deva deva, tvameva sarva mama deva deva. Govinda asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Prem se bol Sri Lakshmanai Bhagavan ki. Prem se bol Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Mandir Bhagavan ki. Prem se bol Sri Radha Krishna Lal ki. Prem se bol Sri Matar Kriya Baba ji ki. Prem se bol Sri Ramanujacharya ki. Prem se bol Satgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki. Om Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavalabhaya Paraya Paramapurushaya Parakarma mantraya tatra osarasa shastrani samana samana mrityo mochaya mochaya. Om namo bhagavate mahasudarshanaya diti prana pratyaya sarvati shumanam pat parasme pararamane paranvarishe swaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Shalom Venkatanamana Govinda. Yotika Jivan Smaran Govinda. Bhaktavatsala Govinda. Govinda Govinda Govinda. Pundalika Varade. Eknath Namdev. Bandarinath Maharaj ki. Rukmini Maharani ki. Samasta Bhakta Mandali ki.